Yeah, I'm Keenan Cruz. I'm the stash bringing hash nerd on Instagram, and I'm the owner operator of the Skyline Supper Club. I've been really passionate about cannabis for a really long time because it was the first thing that I was introduced to as a means to sustain myself by, I guess, my parents. And through that, I earned a lot of appreciation for the plant. And aside from that, I also just really like the way that the plant interacts with our brains and the way it makes people feel and the way it makes you enjoy food. I would say dabbing is like the purest form of ingesting cannabis that you can do. And at least when it comes to solventless, that is like the pinnacle of purity because you're not using anything that could potentially harm you in the process of making it. So what is taking a dab? So essentially taking a dab is heating up a piece of quartz and then applying a small amount, which is your dab, of hash oil to that piece of quartz and inhaling through some type of glass apparatus, usually within a specific degree, like anywhere between 500 to 560 degrees. Hash rosin is a form of what people might call wax. Basically what you're doing is you're taking the trichome heads off of the cannabis plant without using a solvent. And you're putting those trichome heads into a press and you're rupturing them and extracting the essential oils from those trichome heads, if that makes sense. And you get way more of a appreciation for the actual flavors and nuances within those flavors that the cannabis plant creates rather than combusting it and smoking it. Because when you do that, you're essentially destroying the terpenes and you don't really get a true sense of the flavor. I guess my passions about food would be the way that you can make people feel through creating flavors, the diversity that it takes to create the different inputs that you get to use to make cuisine. The name of my club is the Skyline Supper Club, and the main focus is pairing really high-end new American cuisine that's infused with all different types of other influences from different cultures throughout the world, and also blending that with different types of hash rosin and some solvent-based extracts and California wine. The way I pick all of my pairings and my offerings is mostly based off of, well, for the food, it's with dishes that I'm trying to challenge myself with most of the time, or dishes that I know I'm really, really comfortable with that people will like. And with the hash pairings, it's mostly based on flavor rather than potency to try to complement the dish and the hash. Overall, hosting everything was really enjoyable. It seemed like the guests really liked the idea of the whole event overall, and then actually delivering with such force really seemed to cement everything into place. It seemed like people really felt like they got their money's worth and really felt like this was a legitimate thing that was going on, even though it was just our dry run. We started with the Caesar salad with capers and fried prosciutto. That went really well. I thought the plating was really nice for that. Then we followed that up with creamy polenta and poached shrimp on top of it. Then we followed that up with the chicken roulade. I was really happy with how the construction for the chicken roulade went. Everything rolled together really well. All the layers came out exactly how I wanted them to, but when it went from me trying to transfer the roulade to the actual baking sheet, that didn't go so well. But I was able to save that in the end by obviously just cutting it the right way and making all the slices look proper. And then we accompanied that with a little bit of white truffle potato puree and then some chimichurri on top of that. And then we did the dessert service, which was double chocolate brownie with vanilla ice cream and a caramel drizzle. That went really well. Everything except for the salad was infused. They were all about 10 milligrams per dish. I infused each dish with the hash rosin pairing that went with it. And for at least according to the feedback I got, they all went together really well. The way I try to prepare everything is I do a portion of the ingredients infused and a portion of the ingredients non-infused, and that allows me to kind of adhere to whatever needs people might have. So the idea is for primarily the cannabis connoisseur, the cannabis and fine food connoisseur, because for the longest time I wasn't exactly sure if there were many other people who had the same interests as myself, because personally I've been really into high quality cannabis concentrates, specifically solventless cannabis concentrates, and extremely high quality food for a very long time. And when I discovered that there were a lot of other people who were also into that, I wanted to try to curate an event that was inclusive for those type of people. So my Instagram handles are at the Skyline Supper Club and at the Stash Bringing Hash Nerd. Well, I would say follow the Skyline Supper Club on Instagram, and if you want to come check us out, send your doctor's recommendation and a copy of your California ID to the Skyline Supper Club on Instagram.